6 of the 7 suspects arrested for the murder of Babita Deokaran have appeared in court today. They were arrested last week, just days after Deokaran was gunned down. Our reporter Masego Rahlaga is following the story, and let's take you live there and listen what's happening in court at this stage.
Collectively received on our investigation. He was not, however, linked to any crime that was committed. However, a case against him at this moment is provisionally withdrawn, pending investigation.
In terms of the person who was in the car with Ms. Babita Deokaran, what has happened to that person? Is he or she injured in the attack, or have they been placed into witness protection?
The person who was with the deceased during the shootout is at this point safe, and she was not injured. However, hence we are adding the conspiracy to commit murder and attempted murder on the charge.
Can you confirm reports whether the suspect did confess to the crime?
Well, that forms part of the state case, and as you all know, that matters are ventilated in a court of law. So with what we have currently will be confirmed, evidence will be laid in court, and we'll be in a position to know what we have as the state in our possession and what we don't have.
Can you comment on whether pointing outs were done by some of the suspects? We understand that these 2 suspects have done pointing outs and have become statements.
Okay. That also forms part of the evidence that will be laid in court. We are still at the infant stages of the case. Not much can be said, nor can we reveal the state evidence via the media. Matters are ventilated in court.
And future arrests, further arrests?
Let me take that one. Yes, we still have outstanding suspects that we are looking into. There's intelligence that we are working with, and we are following up on that information. And we can actually confirm that more arrests will be imminent, actually.
And were any of those arrested health officials or government officials?
None of the suspects who appeared in court this morning are any of the Department of Health officials.
Here's Connor from News in Africa. We've been hearing that some of the suspects either confessed or are willing to confess to the crime. Anything around that from your side?
I think Pindi dealt with that one already. I already answered that one to say evidence will be laid in court. The media and the public will have more information once the matter is ventilated in court. We cannot start now revealing the kind of evidence that the state has. We are not yet at that stage. Currently, the matter has been postponed for bail application, and more of those details will be revealed in court in due time.
And in terms of those you're still looking for, is it numbers, how many people, men, women, have you been in contact with them or their lawyers, where that you're looking for?
In terms of outstanding suspects, we cannot confirm a total number of those that we are looking for, but we understand that there is still more suspects who will be brought in court.
Can I ask, sorry, Connor? Yeah. In terms of neighbors or anything like that, were there any of them helpful with regards to the information?
Well, we cannot divulge more information on who is bringing information. Remember, we still have a responsibility to protect the witnesses and on anybody who brings the information as anonymous. So we cannot say it's only neighbors or it was neighbors, but we appreciate the information that is coming forward because it assists our investigation thereof.
The additional suspects that are potentially going to be arrested, are we hoping to have those suspects in the dock by the next appearance?
Time frame is very important, but we cannot stand here and say within the next 24 hours the suspects would have been brought into detention. But we are very much sure that a team of investigation which is out there working with intelligence and other law enforcement who are helping to trace all the suspects who are actually linked to this crime will be brought to book.
Can you give us any other information besides the suspects' names, like their ages or where they come from?
Okay, we have 6 suspects. I'm not sure if I remember them from the head. We have...
No, I have the names. saying besides their name, is there any other information you can divulge?
Okay.
Where they're from?
Where they're from, their ages, are they hitmen, masterminds?
Okay. All suspects are from the KZN. None of them are Gauteng residents. Yes.
Are they employed?
Yes, and they were all arrested in KZN. Any other question?
Just your name and surname on the record.
Okay. I am Captain Dibu Muramo from Office of the Hawks Communication in Gauteng. We confirmed earlier on that none of the suspects who appeared in court this morning are from any department.
Former Defence Force members?
We can leave that for investigation. Any other questions, colleagues? Thank you. Going once, going twice? We are happy.
You want to spell my name?
Well, Braden, as you can see, we've already had that press conference from the National Prosecuting Authority along with the Hawks, and as you can see, it was quite a big case, of course, and that's why you see the media contingency behind us. It took a while for us to start, but eventually the court appearance was about 3 minutes long, not longer than that. We were surprised, of course, to see 6 suspects walking into the dock, and we found out from the NPA as well as the Hawks that one of the suspects, the seventh suspect, the charges against them have been provisionally dropped. That doesn't mean that they are off the hook. It just means that at this stage they don't have evidence against that person yet. So they're still gathering and investigating whether or not they can tie him to this particular crime. So that's why we are down to 6 suspects. We're back in court on the 13th of September. They've indicated that they want to apply for bail, and that's why we're coming back to court on that date. But the charges have been added. It's not only murder that they have been charged with, Bradan. In fact, 3 more charges have been added, and this now brings the charges against them to murder, attempted murder. And the reason for the attempted murder case was because we found out from the National Prosecuting Authority and the Hawks today that Babita Deokaran was in fact with her helper at the time, and she did get injured. So that attempted murder emanates from that. They've also been charged with conspiracy to commit murder, as well as being in possession of an unlicensed firearm. What we also found out about the suspects, Bradan, none of them are younger than the age of 30. The oldest is actually 30 years old, and I think the youngest is 24. We also know, as you heard recently, Bradan, that they are all from KwaZulu-Natal, and that's where they were arrested. So more will obviously come out as this case unfolds.
Thank you very much, Masego Rahlaga. That case, that trial, set to begin on the 13th of September. Now we have 6 instead of 7 suspects. 1 has been let go while the investigation continues. Thank you very much, Masego Rahlaga.